Amazon sellers are getting desperate and they are begging reviewers like me to change our ratings to give their products more positive reviews. Now, more about that in a second, but first I want to tell you a little bit about Amazon third-party sellers, the fake review problem, and what Amazon is and isn't doing to combat it. First things first, if you haven't seen my video explaining Amazon Vine, I'll leave a link down in the description, but the short version is that Amazon has a program where they send free products to reviewers like me enrolled in the Amazon Vine program, and we are supposed to write unbiased reviews about the products we receive. Now, I can't speak for every other Vine reviewer, but I am always honest when I write reviews. If I like a product, I'll give it a good review. If I think it sucks, I'll give it a bad review. I've given tons of bad reviews, and I try to be as honest as possible. I spend a lot of time on Amazon, and over the last couple months, I've noticed a few things that anyone who shops on Amazon should be made aware of. Now, the first and most important thing is that over the last few years, Amazon has transitioned from being an e-commerce store to being an e-commerce platform, which means that a lot of the times when you're buying something on Amazon, you're not buying directly from Amazon. You're buying from a third-party seller who lists their products for sale on the Amazon platform. By the way, have you ever run a search for a product on Amazon and it returns a bunch of results where the brand name is just a long string of capital letters that sometimes make words and sometimes don't? Well, those are all results from third-party sellers, and Half As Interesting did a very interesting video on why that's the case, so I encourage you to check that out. But for the most part, any results that you see with long strings of capital letters as the brand name are from third-party sellers. According to various sources, about 60% of the items sold on Amazon are from third-party sellers. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing. That just means that a lot of small and medium-sized businesses are using the platform to have access to millions of potential customers that they might not otherwise have access to on other e-commerce platforms. The numbers on this stat are a little bit harder to track down, but the consensus seems to be that having a positive review of a product on Amazon increases sales by about 20%. So there is obvious incentive for a seller to want positive reviews of their product. One way of getting reviews on your product is to put it up on the Amazon Vine list, so reviewers like me get a chance to try it out and we write about it. Now, as I record this video, right now there's 5,576 items on my list that I can choose from, so there's obvious interest in this program from Amazon sellers. But another more unscrupulous way of getting reviews on your product is just to post a bunch of fake reviews under your product and hope that Amazon or your customers don't really notice. Now, arranging for fake reviews is obviously forbidden under the Amazon terms and conditions for sellers, but that's not to say that it doesn't happen. Amazon does have a fake review problem right now. It's been written about in countless online publications. And with over 12 million products on the site, it would be next to impossible for them to police every single listing. There's really no way of knowing if a review you're looking at on Amazon is fake or not, but so far Amazon's best attempt to combat that has been through the Vine program. So if you see this badge beside a review of a product, you know that that product has been sent to a reviewer and tested out. And again, we're supposed to be honest with our reviews, and because we don't pay for the products or get any remuneration in any way, there's really no incentive for us to lie. And I personally have never written a false review. If I like your product, I'll give it a good review. But if the product sucks, I feel totally comfortable saying that it sucks. And I've written tons of 1- and 2-star reviews on products that were just terrible. I'm never afraid to write a negative review if I think a product is bad, like if I think it's been misrepresented in the listing, if it doesn't do what it says it's going to do, if it's a bad, poorly made and poor quality product, or if the value just isn't there, if it's too expensive for what it is. I've given dozens of 1- and 2-star reviews in the 7 years or so that I've been a Vine member. In fact, 2 items that I reviewed negatively recently, the sellers have actually reached out to me by email and offered me compensation to change the review to something more positive. Now, over the years in the Vine program, I have gotten several emails like this asking me for, to update the review, to change it, to make it more positive, and they'd offer me a gift card or whatever. But I've noticed that over the last few months, this is happening with more and more frequency. So that leads me to believe that these kinds of outreach emails are actually having the desired effect, that some people are actually changing their reviews of a bad product to make it sound like a good product in exchange for compensation from the seller. Most of the time I would delete these emails without even reading them, but I thought that this might make a good subject for a video, so I saved the most recent 2, and I wanted to share with you some of the tactics that the sellers are using to try to make reviewers change their reviews and make their really bad products look like good products. The first email I got was from a seller called Memo Life, and they put a small Bluetooth printer up on my Vine queue. Now, the printer itself was okay, however, the listing said it was a sticker printer, except the printer only came with regular paper and not with any sticker paper. Not outrageous, but one of the things I really don't like about some sellers is how they just put whatever words they want into the Amazon description to get more search results, and they don't seem to care whether or not the words they're using are accurate or describe their product properly. So I gave this printer 2 out of 5 for lying in the description. In the email, they are apologetic and they pray for my forgiveness, but it's what's attached to the email that I found the most interesting. There's an attachment to the email in the form of a JPEG making the offer of compensation, either sending me a new printer or sending me an Amazon gift card for $70. Of course, the only thing I need to do is change the star rating of the product. They probably had to make this offer in an attachment because it's likely Amazon would have flagged the text of the message as violating their terms, and they are probably not yet using any OCR technology to scan attached images in messages to buyers. I didn't reply to this message and I'm gonna delete it as soon as this video is posted. Look, I don't fault a seller for trying to boost their ratings, but like maybe don't sell bad products or don't say that a product does something that it actually doesn't do. The second product that I reviewed negatively recently was a set of 6 drinking glasses from a seller called Euler. Now these drinking glasses looked perfectly functional, but when they arrived, they all had this weird silicone like band around them. And when I took the band off to wash the glasses, it left this like horrible residue on the side of the drinking glasses. So I tried really hard to scrub it off. I used like a steel wool pad and I put it in the dishwasher, but nothing. I could not get these marks off to save my life. So I gave the glasses 2 out of 5, saying that if I had paid for them, I would have been really disappointed. Now this seller reached out twice. The first email was a pretty standard email just saying they apologized, they wanted to offer me a refund, but they didn't ask me to change the review or anything like that. Great, no issues there. But just 16 minutes later, another representative from Euler contacted me, and after the boilerplate saying they apologized and wanted to make it right, they said, "I sell on Amazon and serve you. I need a good reputation. I am blind in one eye and need money to treat my eye, so please don't worry about the after-sales service. You can contact me anytime if you have questions." Okay, 1, I don't believe you, like, at all. Sorry. 2, the second message also has attachments, again offering to replace the glasses for free and asking that I reply to the message, at which point I assume they would offer to send me the glasses if I change the review. Of course, I didn't reply because I don't want Amazon to think that I'm playing ball with these unscrupulous sellers. Really, the thing that bothers me most about this practice is how many times it must have worked in the past and how many buyers are actually changing their reviews in exchange for compensation from the sellers. I mean, the sellers wouldn't do it if it didn't work, right? From the standpoint of a buyer, reaching out like this just seems like really good customer service, but from the standpoint of a potential buyer, this practice really sucks and is shady as hell, and it just goes to show you that you can't trust every review you see on Amazon. Of course, asking buyers to change their reviews after you sell them the product is against the terms and conditions for Amazon sellers, but when it would be so easy to just start up a new store in the event that Amazon cancels your current store, why not give it a shot? So even in this age of online shopping, of same-day delivery, of verified reviews and third-party sellers, the old adage still remains true. Caveat emptor, buyer beware. Thank you so much for watching. On screen right now is a link to my video about the top 10 questions that I get asked about the Amazon Bind program, and another video of mine that YouTube thinks you might like. If you liked this video, please consider hitting that subscribe button. I will have a lot more Amazon and review-related content coming at you in the near future. Bye.